Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dan very blessed day for all of the viewers. So today I will presenting about the Environment Quality Act 1974 related to the hazardous waste of management. This is for the assignment 2 on DCC 50262, environmental pollution and control. My name is MUHD ZULKARNAIN bin AZMAN. My number is 07 DKE 19F1078. Okay, the first one is introduction. Malaysia is a growing country with almost 3 decades of enormous economic expansion. This development has still had a major effect on the natural environment. In the 1970s, the expansion of Malaysian territory and natural resources and the dissipation of unsolicited waste product and effluent into environment cause environmental difficulties. As regards the development of land and natural resources, mining a new agrarian settlement, replantation of existing agrarian land, logging and construction of urban and general infrastructure were important activities affecting the environment at the time. Okay, the various environmental pollution and natural resources degradation concern had plagued the country in recent years. Malaysian biggest environment contaminant issues is promoted as follows. So the first one is inland water and marine pollution from various sources. The second one is air pollution from traffic, industrial and agriculture activities. Next is air pollution due to occurrence of haze. And the last one is dangerous discharge of hazardous and toxic waste. There is a type of issue contaminant that have in Malaysia. So this is why this is important. Okay, for this report, it is important to learn this environment quality air in 1974 to discover and how can it be development. Any region solid waste management is very important for the safe disposal of waste and to reduce environment pollution and avoid any health hazard that it may cause. Okay. Okay, prevention. This is our objective that I found. Okay, first one is prevention of pollution. The section 19, prohibition on converting vehicles, ship and building of designed convenience or prescribed premise. In section 34A, tech report, environment as a result of prescribed activities. The achievement of environment, basement of pollution, control of pollution, and to prevent, abate, and control pollution, and further enhancing the quality of environment in country. Okay, we go to the next of methodology. Okay, solid waste management. What is solid waste management? There are two kinds of it. The first one is open withdrawal composting, which is open withdrawal composting to processing garden waste such as grass cutting, burning, and leaves in an open air environment within large cover areas where the material can be break down in the presence of oxygen. Okay, the next one is mechanical composting. It was the alternative way of withdrawal composting, which is possible to produce humus within 5 until 7 days until the mechanical system of the composed material is removed and cured in open windows for additional period of about 3 weeks. Once the solid waste has been converted to humus, they are ready for the third step of product preparation and marketing. Okay. Hazardous waste management. So we have three type of the hazardous waste management. So the first one is the oldest and most common from the waste disposal is landfill or dump site. Okay, through the method where the waste is collected and they simply thrown to a dumping site, which is have tempat yang khas. What happens the waste next ultimately depends on the operator or local law that regard dump site. For non-hazardous waste, most landfills must simply fit within as small as of an area as possible and should be compact in volume. Landfills must then be covered in soil or any other materials. These landfills will either be sorted accordingly or will be compact to make room for more waste. Okay, the second one is landfill of hazardous waste, which is landfill are excavated or engineered. Unlike conventional landfills, which pile upwards, hazardous waste landfills are designed to be in the ground. These are only for hazardous non-liquid waste. To prevent waste from leaking into the ground, landfills are lined with a double-layered non-porous materials such as HDPE or clay. These units are intended to reduce the amount of hazardous waste that enter the environment or comes into the contact with humans. It also contains a double liner, a leak protection system, and last one is dispersal control. Okay, for incineration, this is the process of converting your hazardous trash into a combustible residue. Hazardous waste are contained and burned into enclosed device. It is commonly employed in location with landfill space is limited, as it may significantly reduce trash volume. To decrease and discharge of hazardous gas into the environment, the waste is first detoxified, although the operation costs are significant. Incineration is an excellent alternative for trash management and purification. What we can relate it from this information is in globalization, every country have their own ways on managing the solid and hazard waste. And one of the most common country that have this situation is India, mostly. Okay, current scenario in India, what happened? The bigger the number of people, the bigger the amount of rubbish they will produce. And given India's vast population, we can't even fathom the amount of rubbish we produce. In India, India's population was 1,252 millions in 2013. That makes so much more than our country, compared with 1,028 million in 2001, which is the increase. Okay, by 2050, it is expected that about 50% of Indian population will be living in urban areas. It is anticipated that by 2021, 2031, and 2050, waste arising will around 101 million metric tons or MT, 164, 600, 436 per year. The rise in the generation of solid waste is mainly due to population growth, economic development, and changing lifestyle. The 3R that we use is reduce, reuse, and recycle are seldom used, despite being part of the country policy framework. So they use that method now. Here are some facts about solid waste generation and management in India. Okay, India generates over 150,000 tons of municipal solid waste every day and 62 million tons annually. Only about 70 to 80% of the waste get collected, and only 35% of this waste is treated and proceeds and processed. If you see overall collection in 30%, only 30% of total waste collected, treated and processed in India, and the rest 70 is still there and affecting our environment. According to the World Bank, India will start producing 377,000 tons of solid waste annually by the year of 2025. It means and the challenges ahead are going to be bigger in coming years. It we're not able to treat even 50% of waste today. Okay. So what we can compare for this information? Okay. Solid and hazard management in policy. The similarities of it is solid waste management rule. It has extended jurisdiction of the Act beyond municipal area to cover the ever-growing limits of the development. So, in differences of it, except for industrial waste, hazardous waste, hazard chemicals, biomedical waste, e-waste, lead acid barriers, and radioactive waste, they are covered under separate rules framed under Environment Protection Act 1986. So the waste action conduct, we have only the differences are notwithstanding any other provision of this part, enforcement action may be pursuant to section 7003 of RCRA. What achievement did we have in information similarities there? India launched the SWAG part mission, a 5-year countrywide cleanliness program in 2004. Many cities and towns in India had already launched individual efforts aimed at municipal waste collection of segregated waste, either based on citizen activism and or municipal efforts to set up sustainable system. Before this, national consolidated effort for systematic and total waste management become known widely. So this our last one is the conclusion. Our solid and toxic substance has a significant overall influence on us, the inhabitants of this planet. This is due to the fact that it encompasses every aspect of our lives, including health, the environment, the influence on the balance of human life, flora, and wildlife. The world is shrinking as a result of its inability to deal with such a complex predicament. As a result, it is critical for us as humans to practice solid waste and hazardous waste management in order to prevent negative things from happening in the future. Be a capable human being and it becomes a depending yourself, other, and the world itself. So that's all for me. Thank you and have a great day.
I don't even know. 질문을 걸어.